Hi guys, it's Ryan here from smartsportstrader.com, and in today's video I want to look at the question, can you make money betting at short odds? Now it's quite interesting when you look at short odds betting because people seem to have their own ideas about it. You'll often hear people say that there's no point betting at short odds because there's no value, or that the only way to get value betting at short odds is to stick 3 or 4 selections together in an accumulator or a parlay, and that will be profitable somehow. So I'm going to look at a few examples in this video and go through whether that's really true or not. Okay, so the truth is that there is often value to be found backing something at short odds. And to highlight this, I brought up what is probably one of the biggest value bets in the last few years, especially when looking at betting at short odds. And that's the Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor boxing match. Now, a few weeks before the fight, or the weeks leading up to the fight, you could get Floyd Mayweather at odds between about 1.2 and 1.25, which indicated between an 83% and 80% chance that McGregor would win. But almost universally, sharp bettors agreed that Mayweather was at least a 90%, possibly a 95% favourite in this spot. So to put it in perspective, you had one of the greatest boxers of all time, and one of the greatest defensive boxers of all time at that, versus someone that was making the professional boxing debut, which is pretty insane when you think about it. I know that obviously McGregor had a lot of experience fighting mixed martial arts, but there is a big difference between boxing and mixed martial arts, and although boxing is part of mixed martial arts, the ranges and the techniques, and it's very different when you get in that clinch range. So yeah, it was just insane really. And when the odds did open, Mayweather was about 1.1, so the only reason that it really moved out, it drifted in odds, was because of the recreational money that was coming in on Conor McGregor, because he had such a big following that people just looked at his odds and they were big and thought, McGregor's awesome, he's gonna win this fight, and you just had a ton of recreational money coming in. So this is a really good example of where there was a lot of value backing something at short odds. Alright, so something to think about when you're looking at finding value in sports betting is that odds ranges themselves don't equate to value. You can find value at any odds range. That can be as high as 1,000. You can find a value bet at 1,000, or it could be even as short as 1.01, and both can have value. Both can also be negative value. If you want to make money long term, you've got to find odds where you think the probability of the event happening is greater than the odds indicate. So if we look at the Mayweather fight, for example, we could see that we were getting odds that indicated between an 80 to 83% chance of Mayweather winning. But pretty much every sharp bettor that I knew, especially every sharp bettor that bets on boxing and MMA, said that Mayweather was at least 90% favourite to win that fight, or 95% favourite to win the fight. So that's really how you can make money from sports betting. It's finding value spots like that. The odds range is pretty irrelevant really. It's just about finding those good value bets. So I just thought I'd bring up some statistics from a short odds betting tipster that I've been monitoring for a few years now. So for those that don't know, I run a sports betting blog called smartsportstrader.com, and one of the big benefits of that is that I get to test out tipsters and services and have a look at what actually works and what doesn't. So this tipster, he was betting football matches pre-match, and he would look at very short odds, often between like 1.15 and 1.4. And over a few years, he made a 1% return on his investment after 2,185 bets. But it's important to note that this is the average odds, so it wasn't to the best odds available. This was to, he would look at about 20 bookmakers and he'd give you the average odds. So that it's quite impressive that he made a profit at all, really. He made a profit of £1,729. He was often staking between £100 and £50 to get that. But if you did look at actually betting at the best odds, then this increases to a 3% return on the investment, and the profit is closer to £5,000. So that really shows that it is a very viable strategy, looking at betting at short odds, that there is a lot of value to be found in this odds range, and it's not something that you should just dismiss. When you see that the odds are short, that doesn't automatically mean that there's no value in them. Okay, so hopefully now you can see that betting at short odds sometimes does have a lot of value, and that it can be a viable long-term strategy, as we just saw from the tipster results. Next time you see some short odds, don't just dismiss them automatically and think that they might not have any value, because sometimes they are worth looking at, and sometimes it can be a very good bet. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel, as that allows me to make more content related to making money from the sports betting markets. And if you do want to learn more strategies and ways to make money from the sports betting markets, I have a site called Smart Sports Trader, which I've brought up here. We've got 5 guides on the site which show you exactly how I been making money from the sports betting markets for a number of years now, and it's really worth checking out if that's something that you want to do. Thanks for watching. Bye.